Athletics Now presents Running the Show, Week 7. Wintry Stockholm, Sweden is hot with XL Gallant action as Yelena Isambayeva reaches for new heights. Guadalajara, Mexico, marathon runner seems to have lost their way. The United Arab Emirates hosts the sizzling hot RAK Half Marathon. Birmingham, England clears the way for athletics' biggest rivalry in men's hurdles. Hangzhou, China hosts the lively Asian Indoor Athletics Championships. Hong Kong streets are filled with the sounds of 20,000 runners, while Castellón, Spain hosts the Spanish Cross-Country Championships. Stockholm, Sweden's cold night heated up on Thursday as the indomitable Russian Yelena Isambayeva took center stage on her second attempt to try and clear the world record height of 5.01 meters or 16 feet 5 1/4 inches. As Yelena hit the heretofore unmanageable heights, the crowd roared approval and agreement that Yelena is without doubt supreme among ladies in the vault. Liu Shang should be Mr. Confidence after beating ace rival Darren Robles a few days ago in Birmingham. However, on Thursday he was Mr. Nervous as he could not get settled in the blocks before the start of the much-anticipated sprint hurdles. A quick timeout was followed by the unthinkable as Liu bolted from the start before the gun and was disqualified in uncharacteristic fashion, leaving the sold-out crowd deflated of athletics' biggest showdown between Liu and Cuban Darren Robles. Without Liu, the show went on, but the race seemed to lose its beat as the Cuban ran on autopilot to win in a pedestrian 7.66. The indoor race competition is now tied at 1 win apiece, and athletics' biggest rivalry grows even more. Gloria Sumnu also had jump the gun fever as she reduced the women's 60-meter field to 5 with this barely illegal flex jump just before the gun. The powerfully built Nigerian knew she was the false start culprit and morphed quickly from athlete to spectator. As the race got underway, the two Ukrainian sprinters and training mates in lane 3 and 5 battled it out for top honors, which were awarded to blonde Maria Ramnia in a standard time of 7:17 to 7:20. Birmingham, England was the scene of the second stop on the Avia Grand Prix as the event of the evening was a rarely run but awfully exciting imperial distance of 2 miles. Mo Farah played the dashing front prospect with the help of pacers as he led the field of ace footmen through a series of quick splits such as 4:05.6 for the first mile. As quick as this may seem to us mere mortals, Mo and company were a bit behind world record schedule and now focus was fixed on merely a victory. With Tyruku Bakali taking the lead reins with 600 meters to go, it seems as though tonight was his breakout from Big Brother's shadow. He zoomed through 3,000 meters in 7:37. However, double Olympic medalist Eliud Kipchoge proved master technician as he stalked the lead until the right moment and then zing, hit them all with a burst of speed to stamp his name on the top step. The rest of the field will have to be satisfied with a number of personal bests as Kipchoge wins in 8:07.39. As for Farah, a historic British national record and claim to the ancient 39-year-old European record set by Stella Emile Putnam in 1973. The shortest race on the schedule of the men's 60 meters proved just as appetizing as the long track as Asafa Powell was testing the distance for the first time in more than 7 years. Collins gets a great start in lane 2, but Carter in 6 seems to have just that little bit and bang takes it with Clark second and Powell third. The Jamaicans are clearly the dominant sprinters worldwide as Carter sets a national record in 6:47. The men's 60 hurdles is as anticipated as any hurdle race in years, but Liu, separated from Robles by more than 1 lane this time, was also clearly the ace today. As he flaunts his late hurdle quick list, Robles watches Liu set a new national record of 7:41 to the Cuban second place 7:50. As his first class since the infamous hand slap incident at the World Championship lived up to the billing. The men's 400 meters was a runaway as Costa Rican Nery Brenes flashed through the first 200 meters in 21:4 and was on his way to a dramatic personal best. But out of the twisted circus comes this belly flop, blam, as Briton Nigel Levine stays upright and takes the win in 45:7. Levine scores a personal best and is chuffed to take the win however it might come. Brennan apparently steps on the UK athletics advertisement, causing the mishap, and robbing himself and the spectators a season-leading performance, a Costa Rica national record, and his place at the top of the podium. Brennan is now a name to look for at the upcoming World Championships. Guadalajara, Mexico is our next stop as we tour the weekly world of athletics. With that 400-meter mishap still in the mind, a minor mistake the next day in North America is worth mentioning as the female elite pack of the Guadalajara half marathon followed one of the photo bikes off course. About a dozen or so fleet-footed ladies ran the wrong way before realizing their mistake. Fortunately, this happened within the first few kilometers of the course and was easily rectified. Results for the Guadalajara Marathon for females. By the time of the men's and mass start, some 20 minutes later, this problem was worked out and all directions were agreed upon to avoid the problem the second time around. Running the show heads to the United Arab Emirates and the RAK Half Marathon. The race was off to a confusing and somewhat slow start for the men despite 9 sub-1 hour runners, including second fastest marathoner of all time, Wilson Kipsang. Passing the first 10 kilometers in a lukewarm 28:45, the men were in sharp contrast to Mary Katani's 10-kilometer world record pace of 31:09. Seemingly out of nowhere, 17-year-old Dennis Koech in his first race outside of Kenya surged just outside of 12 kilometers and was left to his own as the more experienced superstars stayed in league with one another. The torrid pace of Mary Katani soon distanced her diminutive figure from the chase pack of Georgina Rono and Gladys Chirono to sort out the minor medals, leaving Mary solo to struggle with the world record possibility. Koech confounded the veterans who all tried desperately in the final kilometers to catch the heretofore unheralded team, but it was all in vain as Dennis crossed the line victorious in 1 hour 40 seconds. Ethiopian Asmaraw Bakele appears 9 seconds behind for silver. Mary Katani manages to record the third fastest time ever as she runs 1:06:49. The chase packed more than 2 minutes behind battle for the lesser medals as Georgina Rono seconds the motion and Gladys Chirono takes third. Hangzhou, China is the site of the Asian Indoor Championships and the scene of this monster 237-meter or 7-foot 9¼ world-leading and Asian Championship record jump from 19-year-old Qatarian Mutset Barshin. The jump revised the 26-year-old Asian record by 2 centimeters. On the women's high jump front, defending Asian champion Zhong Shiwang breezed over 1.92 meters comfortably for the gold, while Chinese shot champion Liu Xingrong set a new area record with this 18.37-meter heave. While on the track, Iranian Miriam Tusi took the gold in the 400 meters with this strong outside finish to record a 53.85. Athletics now heads to Marina de Urquiza del Mar, Spain for the Spanish Club Cross Country Championships. More than 2,500 runners answered the start gun in a variety of races today, which feature all the top Spanish teams struggling for supreme status. As the ladies started first in a 7,500-meter triple loop circuit of the famous resort course, several lead changes occurred among a close-knit pack of female with elite credentials into the final lap when Marion Cecily took control of the pace. The 28-year-old Moroccan, who is best known for her third place in the 2007 World Cross Country Championships, was in the captain's chair as she recorded this 25:48 pacing on the famous Spanish luxury resort course, 16 seconds ahead of second place. On the men's side, 28-year-old Ethiopian Kadani Tedesi led the pacing of the 11,500-meter challenge. Tedesi is an Olympic finalist in the 5 and 10,000-meter disciplines with a 12:53 5,000 personal best on the Mondo circuit. Tedesi crossed the line today with a 34:13 clocking, 16 seconds ahead of veteran Kenyan James Moibin. Hong Kong, China is our final stop today as we check out the standard chartered Hong Kong Marathon start with 20,000 plus runners. Despite high levels of humidity and a difficult hilly course, the race came down to a 100-meter sprint as the Ethiopian Derje Abera outleaned his Kenyan rivals in a course record time of 2:11:27. While compatriot Misakir Demise also recorded a course record on the women's side.